Okay. So yesterday we started discussing about a implementation methodology, right? And in that we have seen some of the phases also, like till development we have discussed, right? Is it so? Till development we have discussed. So can anyone tell me what we will do in development phase? Any idea? What did we discuss yesterday in the development phase? So developers will do the testing, right? Sorry, developers. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, tell me. Yeah, somebody was saying something. Write out. No, not a problem, right? All our friends here. Fine, no problem. So, in the development phase, we discussed, right? So, developers will write a coding. So, they will do the customization of the new requirements and they will do the testing also once the requirement is developed. So, they just wanted to verify whether the code is working correctly or not. So, just one round of testing, they will do it, right? So, that is called as a unit testing, also we discussed. Okay. So, development is done, one round of testing is done. So what is the next phase? So the next phase will be, you can call it as a setup or you can call it as a configuration. Okay. This is the again functional task. Okay. As a functional consultant, okay, we have to configure the system. Okay. So to be frank, when the development phase is happening, parallelly the configuration will also start because development will be done by the developer and we will be having some time, right? So that is where we will start this phase during a development phase only. Parallelly, development will be done by the developers and the functional team will work on the configurations. So parallel activity it is. So here functional team will configure the application based on the module wise. Okay. For example, we have three finance modules, two SCM modules. Then SCM consultant will take two SCM modules and he will start working on SCM configuration. As a finance consultant, we should focus on the finance module configuration. Each module wise, we need to configure. Let's take first GL module, configure complete module. Then accounts payable module, configure completely. Then accounts receivable module, configure completely. So complete configurations will be done in that way. Module wise, we will pick up the topic and we will do the configuration. So that is called as a configuration. So this is what our activity, right? This is what our important configuration. In our upcoming sessions also, we are going to learn how to configure the module, how to do the transactions, everything we are going to discuss. But this is an important thing in the implementation project. We need to configure the entire system with the complete setups. Fine. Configuration is done. What is the next phase? The next phase is testing. What do you mean by testing? Already one round of testing is done, right? In the development phase. Is it end-to-end testing? No. Why developer will do end-to-end testing? He will just check whether his code is working or not. He don't bother about other functionalities, right? So, but we are bothering. As a functional consultant, we should bother about the end-to-end scenario, whether it is working or not. Because if it is not working, they will blame functional consultant only. At the end of the day, they will blame the functional consultant only. So that is the reason testing has to done. This is a 1 month of time, like 1 month or 2 months time they will give you for testing. Here end to end complete application from the GL to from the production or from the warehouse, whether everything is working or not, end to end we have to check out. That is called as the testing. Okay. Complete end to end testing should happen. Okay. So how many phases are available? Like how many type of testings are available? There are different type of testings are available. So the first testing name call it as a SIT testing. Next testing type is UAT, sanity testing. Okay. So these are the three different type of testings are available. When I say SIT testing, it is system integration testing. What do you mean by system integration testing? There will be a separate testing environments will be available. Okay, regarding environment, I will talk little later. Testing environment will be there with the dummy data. Dummy data is nothing but you can create your own data. For example, I need 10 vendors. You give your own names, no? Anusha, Anand, Varun, some different names you can give it. You create your own data and create a transactions. Who is going to ask you why did you mention Anusha name? No one will ask you, right? We are just creating some dummy names and we are trying to see whether the scenarios are working or not. So that is called as a system integration testing. It's by using a dummy data, we test the end-to-end scenarios. Here, positive scenarios. Positive is nothing but think positively. If I do it in this way, whether it is working or not. That is a positive scenario. Negative is nothing but thinking in a negative. See, in our real life, we will think both things, right? Our mind will think positive and negative. So negative is nothing but so if I don't go to office, what will happen? So will my manager will scold, or is there any uh, impact on my appraisal, or will he not give a complete bonus? So many things you will thought, right? Similarly, you have to apply same thinking in the testing side also. Okay, so if I go in the wrong direction, if I do only partial scenario, I will only do the partial scenario. What will happen for the partial scenario? If I cancel, what will happen? So that kind of thinking we should have it, and we should do the testing in that way. You should cover all the scenarios. Okay, so that is called as a SIT testing, and with the dummy data we will be doing. Next one, UAT testing, user acceptance test. This is a another environment where client will give you client will do the testing. How come client will do the testing? Because we have to provide a training to the client. Okay, so based on that knowledge, he will start testing whether application is working or not, whether the client business scenarios are capable enough to manage in the dynamics or not. Like that kind of testing they will do in the UAT phase. In UAT phase, users, please remember, users is nothing but client will do the testing. In some of the interviews, people will ask you who will do the UAT testing. It's a client. So who will do the SIT testing? It is a implementation team. Whoever done the implementation, they have to do the testing, right? Yes. Okay. UAT testing is also done. See, SIT, once SIT is completed, then only UAT will start. Both testings will not happen parallelly. Once SIT is confirmed, once we are done, end-to-end testings are working, then only we will inform the client to do the testing in UAT. Okay. Sanity is nothing but high level. You will not post any data. You will just open the application and you will see whether data is available or not, whether main accounts are exist or not, whether vendors are available or not, customers are available. Whether data is there or not, high level you will check it. That is called as a sanity testing. Okay. So in real time, two scenarios will happen. One is in big organizations like MNC companies, separate testing team will be there. Okay, so they will not have a complete knowledge onto the dynamics. They have some background, like they are from BTech background or something. Freshers also will be there in the testing team. So they will be there, and we should, as a functional consultant, whoever is doing implementation from the beginning to now, so functional team, SCM or finance team, we need to give a knowledge to the testing team how to do the testing. So once we share the knowledge to them, they will work on the dynamics to do the multiple testings. Okay, so that will be happens in the big organizations. Separate testing team will be there. As a consultants, we need to give a knowledge to them, and they will work on the testing. There are small organizations. Second scenario, they cannot maintain so many resources because it's a budget problem. We cannot give more salaries to the many people, right? So that is why they will not have a separate testing team. The same consultant team, whoever is working on the consultants, like a finance or SEM, those only should work on the testing also. It's a overburden, right? Of course it will be a burden only, but since there is no option, we have to do the testing also parallelly. Okay, so two things I have told you. One, testing team will be there in some companies separately, they will do the testing. In some companies, no testing team will be there, so we should work on the functional consultant should work on the testing also. Okay.
Uh, Anushri,
Yes.
who will be who this in this testing? See, what is the hiring process then? This functional consultants, the implementation team will be hiring, right?
Uh, yeah, see, if it is a big organization, they will hire two different profiles. One is functional consultants who is having a good experience into the application and who can implement the solution for the client. So that is a functional consultant position. The second one for testing, you no need to have a functional knowledge, right? You have very limited knowledge also, it's fine. So maybe your background might be anything, BTech background or anything. So even if you are a fresher also, some companies will hire you and they will give you basic testing knowledge. Okay, so how to do the testing and all, they will give you basic knowledge. And some companies, they will take you as a testing team lead. If you wanted
Mm.
to hire for a testing team lead, definitely you should have a dynamics knowledge, at least not high level, at least some 3 to 4 years of testing experience you need it.
Okay. No,
Yeah.
my question
Hmm.
was like, what will be the timeline for this testing, and what will be the range of work for this testing person? Because if
Okay.
see, because if the functional, if the implementation team is hiring the functional consultant, he or she will be doing the testing, yeah, the SIT testing for the before the implementation, and also the sanity testing for the customers. How is it working?
Yeah, see, testing, if you have hired for a functional consultant, your role
Mm.
will be from the beginning of the project to ending of the project. You have to be there in the complete project. That is a functional consultant. Testing,
Okay.
for example, in the yesterday I told you, if I hire you in the beginning only, testing consultant, he don't have any work. See, while preparation of FDD,
Yeah.
testing team cannot do anything. While preparation
Yeah.
of TTD, they cannot do. Development, they cannot do. They cannot do configuration. So they will be ideal from almost 6 to 7 months. They will be ideal. If your
Yeah.
company
Yeah.
is ready to bear, if your company is ready to bear them 6 months ideal, then you can hire them in the beginning only. If the company cannot bear them in the initial only, they will hire them in the in between the project. While development is going on, that time they will hire it, so that
Mm-hmm.
they will be very near to the testing, right? So that is a one possibility. But there are some companies, they will maintain separate testing team. When the requirement is there in the project, they will come into the picture. 1 month
Mm-hmm.
minimum, it's like 1 month or 1.5 month duration for testing. Only
Okay.
one
Okay.
or 1.5 month they will work, and they will move to the another project. Somewhere there will be another requirement, right? They will go to the another
Yeah.
project,
Okay. Okay.
like
Okay.
that.
No,
Yeah.
no, because you said this SIT testing and the sanity testing is will be done by the customers, like for the
No,
clients.
no, no, no. No, 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 no.
Then,
See, SIT testing and sanity testing will done by the partner team. Either functional consultant
ah,
or separate testing team will do.
there was my confusion was there only,
Okay.
that
Okay,
SIT
okay.
testing and sanity testing will be both done by the partners and
Yes,
okay, okay, company, and UAT testing will be done by the
client.
customers, clients.
Yes, yes. This is the last phase. Okay, see, let me put it in the below.
Ah, yeah.
Okay, so UAT testing will be done by the user. So once we give a green signal as a partner team, either testing team or consultant, once we give the green signal, then they will start working on the UAT testing. So UAT
Okay.
testing will be done by the user. They will also take lot of time, like because they need to do complete testing, right? So end to end scenarios they will test it, and they will take minimum 1.5 month like that. This is a long duration in the project. Testing is the long duration
Yes,
because
yes.
SIT testing 1 month, UAT testing 1 month, sanity testing is 1 or 2 days only, because only data checking, right? So 1 or 2 days we can check it
Mhm.
out. But UAT also it will take 1 month, minimum 2 months of time we have to spend on the testing. So while manager is preparing a timelines, he should give a major portion to the testing only.
Yes,
Yeah.
okay.
Anusha, what is the difference between SIT testing and sanity testing? I know it is about the time you said one is 1.5 month approximate, and one more is a couple of days. But what is the features like? What do they test basically? What
No,
is the
in
difference?
SIT and
How
UAT.
different is it? Why would they test same thing twice?
Okay. See, SIT, who is testing? You are testing. For example, you are the testing team in the partner side. Anushri, you are working on the SIT and your view is different, right? You said that yes, it's working fine, Anusha. Okay. Now I am testing the same scenario. It's not working for me because your view is different and I am not sure whether how you are working, and when I am working, it's not working. So when I come back to you, you will say, no, 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 when I was doing it, it was working fine. So but now I don't know why it is not working, right? These kind of perceptions will be there. So when SIT testing is purely working by the partner, you will not, as a consultant, you will see all the possibilities. Sometimes you may skip some scenarios also, you may not do complete testing. So that is where UAT testing, this is done by the client, because client is the end product user. He wanted to test thoroughly whether each and every portion of the application is working fine or not. So he need a confirmation. When he need a confirmation, he will only do the testing. So that is a major difference. SIT testing will done by the partner team. UAT testing will done by the user. Why? Why same scenario has to be done by 2 times? Why? Because if you are giving a wrong result, I will not believe, right? So that is where for the cross confirmation, they will be doing a second time testing.
Yes, Anusha.
Okay. So now, okay, whoever is doing testing, whether it is a partner team or whether user, we find some issues. It's not working. When you are doing, for example, when partner team is doing SAT testing, it was not working properly. It was working long back, like 2 months back when I was see that it was working. Suddenly it is not working now. What is that? That is called as a bug. You should call it as a bug. Bug is nothing but the functionality which was working earlier and now due to some reason it is not working. That is called as a bug. The terminology you should understand, okay? Bug is nothing but it was working earlier. Now it's not working. Not working. Now, what should I do? You have to create a bug in the Azure DevOps. Yesterday I told you about Azure DevOps. This is a portal where you will create a bugs or task. You need to create by saying that purchase order process is not working. There was some issue. So you will create that information and you will assign to technical team. They will come and they will verify why it is not working and they will fix the issue. So that is called as the bug fixing. Okay. Bug fixing is nothing but whatever the issue we have identified, technical team will come into the picture and they will resolve that. That is called as a bug fixing. Okay. So any issue while you are doing a testing, you have to report it. It's very, very important. Some people will ignore to report, but you have to report because if the same issue is repeating in another environment, we should have a solution, right? So that is where we should maintain the separate tracker where you need to mention SIT issues. What are the issues you have encountered during this phase? We have to list down. Okay. Next one, while user is doing testing, he also identified some issues. What he can do? He can also log issues in the Azure DevOps. User also will have the access with Azure DevOps, they will raise a task or bugs in the Azure DevOps and they will assign to the project manager. If they don't know to whom they have to assign, they will directly assign to the project manager. And project manager will reassign to the correct person who is eligible to do work, eligible to work on that particular activity. So project manager will reassign. So this is what it will happen in the testing. Okay, imagine we have successfully completed SIT testing and UAT testing also. What is the next phase? User training. See, this is a parallel activity to be frank, but I'm since we need to mention step by step, I'm mentioning down. While you are doing SIT testing, you have to start giving a training to the users. Okay, so every day we have to work for 9 to 10 hours. Hardly 2 hours, 3 hours you will work on the testing. Remaining time you will be having, right? So 2 hours or 3 hours you need to schedule a meeting with the client. Like, so how many users in the client side? If there are 10 users, everybody will join to the call and they will get the knowledge from you. We need to start giving a training to them. What kind of training we need to give? Do I need to give end-to-end dynamics training? No. Why we need to give end-to-end training? We need to give only basic training, that too how to post the transactions, how to post the transactions, how to create a purchase order, how to do the invoicing, how to post the vendor payment, how to do the depreciation, how to do the bank reconciliation, high level transactions. You will understand in upcoming sessions what is transactions. Only transaction related training only you should give it to the client. Okay, in the user training, transactional posting related training should be provided to the client. Okay, so only transactional related only you need to give them. If you want some high level configuration also we can explain, but you don't need to spend so much of time on the configurations. We need to spend more time on the transactions because they need to post the transactions, right? So that is where. So this is a parallel activity. When the SIT is happening, during the same time trainings also will conduct and we need to provide training. Once the training is completed by end of the SIT, then they will work on the UAT. So once they get a knowledge, then only they will work on the testing, right? So this is a parallel activity. Okay. Do we need to have any results? See, you have done the testing. I wanted to believe or I wanted to understand whether you did a testing or not. Anushri told me that Anusha, I did a testing yesterday. Where is the proof? I need a proof. Everybody are expecting proof in the implementation project. So you have to prepare the test result document. When you are doing a testing, you have to prepare the output in the document that is called as the test results. In this document, we need to mention output of the testing scenario. For each scenario, you have to capture the output screen in the document and you have to save it in the SharePoint. That is called as a test results. Okay, so we need a test results to be captured in the system. Like in the portal, we need to capture in our documentation portal, we need to capture the test results also. Fine, testing results has been done, user training is done. What is the next phase? Almost ready, right? We are almost ready. Client is ready, testings are done, developments are done, everything is ready. Now, the important phase is a deployment. What do you mean by deployment? Here again, technical team will come into the picture. In this deployment phase, You need to migrate the data from one environment to another environment. For example, our client is using SAP. I told you yesterday they are using SAP from past 5 years. From SAP to D365, they are migrating. Okay. So when you are migrating from SAP to D365, in SAP, 5 years you have some data. You have 50 vendors, you have 100 customers, you have some 20 bank accounts, some 200 main accounts, 100 fixed assets, 100 items. So much of data you have it in the SAP. You have to see, I will give you an example. You have bought a new house. From past 5 years, you are staying in a rented house in a so and so location in Bangalore. You are staying in a rented location. In a rented house also you will have so many furniture, right? Like you will be having a basic furniture, bed, a fridge, washing machine, TV, basic items you will be having it. When you are migrating, when you are moving to the new house, what will you do? Will you throw all the your belongings in the rented house only? No, right? You will carry forward the belongings, whatever is needed for you, you will carry forward to the new house. That is called as a shifting. We will call it as a shifting. So how long it will take? You have to pack the products in the rented house neatly, you have to pack, and you have to move them in the transportation, and you will be again unboxing in the new house, right? This is the process. Similarly, when you are using SAP, you have some data. You need to copy the data, right? You need to copy the data from SAP to D365. How can I do that? That is called as the data migration activities. There is a very important phase. It is data migration activities. N number of things has to done here. In this phase, you will, as a consultant, what you will do? You will inform the client that I will give you the templates. I will give you the D365 related data templates. Okay, for vendor separately, for customer, for each concept, I will give you separate templates, bank, fixed asset, etc. For each thing, we will give you the separate template. Take the template. Give me the data inside the template. You fill how you will fill the data. I don't bother whether you will copy paste by using some tools. You will extract the data from SAP to Excel. How you will do it and all. It's a client headache. Okay, so we will give the template to the. It is Excel format template only. Okay, Excel format template. We will give it to the client. Client will fill up the data. If it is a vendor data will be filled up in the vendor template. Customer template. Fixed asset template. For each thing, they will give you the data in the template and they will give it back to you again. So once the data is filled up, they will give it back to you. What consultant should do? So consultant should verify the data, and we need to import into the D365 import process. I will tell you about this in detail when we talk about a data migration. So by using a data migration, okay, by using a data migration or data management, we can call it as a by using a data management workspace, you will work on data templates, data import and export work. Okay, this is the important, we can call it as a tool within the dynamics. Only you will be finding this within the dynamics. You will be having a data management. By using a data management, data migration activities will be taking care. Okay, vendors individually should work. In vendors, SCM people will work. Customers, SCM people will work. Bank, finance consultant work. Fixed asset, finance consultant has to work. Okay, main accounts, finance consultant has to work. We will understand, right, what topic is belongs to finance and what topic is belongs to SCM. By end of the course, we will understand, right? So based on that, we will take the data and we will work accordingly. So the copying from older environment, older system to D365, that is called as the data migration activities. So there are some transactions also posted in SAP. Will you copy all the transactions? If yes, separate process. If you don't want to copy all the transactions, 4 years data you don't want to carry forward, you just wanted to see the final balance in your bank account. What is the final balance? Only that balance, if you wanted to move, that is called as the opening balance upload. By using the opening balance upload concept, you have to work. First, all the data should be carry forward. Later, balances should be carry forward. First, data should be carry, then balances should be carry. Two different activities. Okay. So data first, then opening balances. So regarding this in detail, I will discuss later. So this is the 1 month of activity. We need to spend so much of time, and we need to take the genuine data from the client, and we need to upload into the one of the environment. In which environment you will be doing, I will talk about that now. Okay. So one more point here, this complete data migration activities will be done by the two different people. Imagine, if you are a big company, if you are a MNC company, there is a separate team called as a data migration team, like testing team, separate data migration team will be there, which contains 3 to 4 people. They will only work on the complete data migration activities. They will only extract the template, but they need some help from the consultants, because they may not have more knowledge onto the dynamics. So that is where they will approach you. We need to help them. So okay, templates they extract, they will in client data migration team, separate team. They will only get the data, and they will only upload it to the system. Complete process will be done by the data migration team only, if the migration team is engaged in the company. If not, there is no data migration team separately. Then who should work? Again, is a consultant job only. So that is where you will get so many privileges if you are working in a big companies. Why? Because many teams will be there, and your work will be less, right? I cannot say less, but at least you will have some breathing space. But whereas if you are working in the small organizations, and if you are the point of contact for every activity, it is very very hectic. Daily we should work on 15 to 16 hours in the implementation project. If it is a small organization, and if you have to finish all the tasks, so much of time we need to spend, because you need to work on the migrations, you need to work on the testing, you need to work on the configuration, you need to work on the design preparation, everything. You are the person, right? So that is where you will get lot of knowledge. When you are working on the each and everything, you will get lot of knowledge. So the knowledge is very very important for you, right? So we, some people will accept to work everything, some people will deny, because they are very hesitate to work, or they don't want to work on more things. That's where they will hesitate to take the more work. But it's a good thing only if we get an opportunity to work on each activity. Fine. So I have told you two things. One can be done by the different team, or it can be done by the functional team only. It depends upon the organization to organization. Okay. So there are some environments, there are some servers, we can call it as, or you can call it as a environment. People will call it as a environments. So there are different environments will be available in the project. If it is an implementation project, or if it is a support project, you will have multiple environments. Dynamics environments only, multiple you will be having. One is development environment. The second one is testing environment, which is a SIT testing environment, and UAT. Two different environments will be there again. Third one, pre-prod. Fourth one, production environment. Fifth one, golden environment. I know it is little heavy for you guys, but this is what in real time complete process will happen. If I at least try to explain you these terminologies, maybe not now or after joining in any organization you will be able to feel easy, because you heard these terminologies here, right? So after 2 months in any organization, for you it won't feel it as a new thing, something uh, French language they are talking, you won't feel in that way. Okay, so you will feel comfortable if you understand these scenarios now itself. Okay, this is completely real time discussions. Okay, now development environment. What do you mean by development? So this is the one of the dynamics development environment where developers only will have access, not anybody, not functional consultant, not testing team, not migration team. No one will have access. Only developers will have access to this environment. Why? Because they need separate environment where they can do their own coding. Because if the same environment for everyone, if you are doing something and if I'm writing in the code backend, it will impact you also, right? So that is where, without disturbing anybody, if you have some separate environment where you can focus on your activities as a technical consultant, so that is where every developer will have their own development environment. For example, three developers are there, each person will have their own development mission. Anusha's mission is okay, and Varun mission is separate, and Anush mission is separate. So it is not sharing. It is a different development environment for everybody, so that there will not be any conflict between the coding or anything. So that is where every developer will have their own mission. For example, as a consultant, as a functional consultant, you wanted to access the Anushri development mission. How can I get the access? You have to ask Anushri and you need to inform what is the reason, why are you oh, planning to access, or why you are interested to access her mission. There might be some reason and you wanted to test something in her mission. That is the reason you are expecting a access. Then she will provide a access to you and you can log in and you can work. After that they will remove the access. Okay, so that is a development. Coming to the SIT and UAT, two different environments will be there. One is for SIT environment, that is for partner team. There is another environment called as a UAT environment, that is for user. Both are testing purpose only, but one will be done by the partner, the another one will be done by the client. So these are the testing environments. Now, what do you mean by pre-prod? So this is a production backup environment. See, it completely how production environment looks same, pre-prod also will look same. Okay, how the production configuration done, how the data is available, what data is available, everything pin to pin. It's a copy of your production only. Pre-prod is nothing but it is a replica of your production environment. Okay, since you cannot do testing in the production, is if something gone wrong in the production environment, will you go and do testing in the production? No, it's a live environment. We should not do anything. So you have to have a backup of production. That is pre-prod environment. Here you check and you can do the testing. Okay, there is no problem if you do testing in the pre-prod, not in the production. Okay, so pre-prod is nothing but it's a replica of your production environment. Okay, so production is nothing but it's a live environment. Only client will have access, not anybody. Nobody will have access to client environment. If they give access to functional team also, it's a very limited access they will give you. Okay, so you just need to open and you should not do any modifications to the production environment once you hand over to the client. Before that you can do anything, but once you hand over to the client you should not do anything. Okay, golden environment, this is, you can see this environment in the implementation projects only, not in the support project or not anywhere. What do you mean by golden environment? So in this environment only, consultants, SM consultant or finance consultant will configure the modules. configuration. Complete end-to-end configuration, we have to do it in the golden environment. Okay, so golden environment is very very important. In this environment only you will do the configuration. From this environment to configurations can be copied to any other environments, for production, for pre-prod, for SIT, for UAT, wherever you wanted to copy, you can copy it. Your technical team will do the copying. So migrating a data from one environment to other environment, our technical team will take care. But this is the environment where you need to work on the configurations. Later, they can do it easily because we cannot sit and do it for every environment, right? Configurations. It will take lot of time. So that is where in one environment, if we do the configurations, from there, they will copy the data from one to any other environments. Okay. Yes, we have made a system ready by copying configurations, by copying the master data, by copying balances, everything, the environment is ready. The production environment, you should make it ready by defining all this information. Yes, everything is ready now. My production environment is ready. What should we do next? What is the next phase? The final phase is go live. Management decide. Since everything is ready, users are confident enough to use the application, system is ready, everything is ready, we can start working on the dynamics from so and so date. Client will give you, we are good to start dynamics usage from February 1st on 2024. So that is a go live date. From that day onwards, client will access the dynamics and they will post the real data into dynamics. That is called as a go live date. So go live is nothing but on the specific date. We have to define one date, like client will tell you when to go for a live. So from there, users will use the dynamics application to post the original invoices. Okay, from the go live date onwards, client will start using the application by posting the invoices, right? Okay, so for example, we planned for tomorrow, right? Yes, tomorrow we will hand over the system to client. So we have to, there is a some more actions will be there, that is a technical actions, providing a user access, user roles and responsibilities, everything will be given by the technical team. Remember, in real time user access will be given by the technical team only, not by the functional team. I will show you how to give access, but that is not our job. We can learn it, but that is not our job in a real time. Don't give access to anybody without approval of technical consultant. So technical consultant will give the access to anybody. For you also, he will only give the access. Okay, so technical is the main lead of managing the access in the application. Okay, okay, so they will give access and all. On this tomorrow, users will come and they will create one or two transactions first day, right? They will not create huge transactions. So since they are very new, they will create one purchase order or one sales order or one bank payment transaction, something they will do it, and they will see whether without any issue are they able to post the transaction or not. This is an important day for the consultants. Why? People are so afraid on the go live day. Client is so excited, but partner team will be so afraid. Why? Because almost 1 year or 1.5 year we spent to do everything. On this day, if something goes wrong, then it's a biggest mistake, right? Client will not spare you. Like they will scold you. They cannot do anything else. They will scold you, right? Like they will say that how come you guys did so much of implementation and 1 year you spent and you said everything is working perfectly in SIT and UAT. So now you are saying that it's not working in the production. It's a very biggest mistake to the partner also, right? So that is where everybody will be so afraid when users are posting a transaction. If the transaction is posted without any issue, then consultant is so happy. He can sleep aram se on that day. If something goes wrong, again we should start working where issue comes, and technical, functional, everybody should work together and to fix the issue. Okay, so that is what the go live day. Again, if everything is successful, they will celebrate also. Like maybe dinner they can plan, or they can cut the cake and all. So I have participated in two go live projects. So they will no dinner for us. Like it was a cake only. So cake celebrations was there, and it was happy. Client is happy, and from the next day onwards, it's a day-to-day activity for the client. They will log in and they will start posting the transactions and all. So client has to start working on the dynamics. They should not work on the older system like SAP or Tally. So they will stop working on that. They will only focus on the dynamics. Okay. So that is a client activity. Then what about partner team? Go live is done. Can we pack up our bags and can we go to another project? Is it what happened in real time? No, you should not pack up. You have to stay with them for 1 hour, sorry, 1 month or 2 months. That is called as a hypercare support. You need to give some support to them based on the agreement between partner and the client. So how many days we need to support and all that will be decided in the initial days only. So maybe minimum 1 month we need to support. Minimum, I'm saying. It can increase also. Maximum it can go. Minimum 30 days we need to support, because client is very new, right? So we should not leave them like that. So we should give some support whenever they are posting any transaction. If they get any issue, we should be there. We should be there to help them, and we need to immediate assistance we need to provide them. So that is called as hypercare support. Very, very sensitive. Clients are very sensitive when they are doing when they are doing a uh, transaction posting in the new system. They will be very afraid. If they get any error, immediately they will get afraid and they will approach you. So you should not blame them, why are you doing mistake. We should not do that. We should treat them as a small baby. How we will care our small babies, no? Similarly, during this is the important phase. Okay, in this important phase, you should support them, you should help them, and you should teach them, because they don't know, right? So we should teach them point to point how to post the transaction. Even if they are posting in a wrong manner, you should help them to resolve, and we need to support it. So after 30 days, again, if client wanted to have a continuous support for 1 year, 2 years, that is a different concept. Okay, so separate team, support team will come into the picture and they will do it. And implementation team will go to the another project. Again, same scene repeats in the another project also. So that is about the hypercare support. When you are leaving the project, okay, when you are leaving the project, you have to submit some documents, user manuals, how to use the application. End to end, you have to define in the document. So, when should I prepare this? Where will I have time to prepare this? You should have some time. You should find some time when data migration is happening or when testing is happening. In any of the phase, you have to find some time for you. Parallelly, you should prepare the user manuals also. If it is finance, finance team will prepare. If it is SCM, SCM team will prepare the manuals. So by end of the hypercare support, we should hand over the user manuals to the client and we should move forward. So that is about the source step methodology. In a implementation project, this is how 1 year or 1.5 year we will work on the each phase based by following the these steps. Hope it is clear to everyone. Any doubts? Okay. So quickly, I will talk about yeah. Just give me 2 more minutes. Quickly, I will talk about agile methodology also. Agile methodology also work in the same manner. Okay. Agile methodology also have FDD preparation, testing phase, deployment phase. Phases all same. Everything is same. But only the difference in agile methodology is instead of phases, we will be calling as a sprint. We will be calling as a sprint cycles. Sprint cycles. They may have throughout the project 20 sprints, 20 cycles will be there or something. They that is a manager decision how many cycles he wanted to create it. Okay, so sprint one, each phase we will call it as a sprint one. So the duration is very short duration. They will not give 1 month, 2 months time for each sprint. 10 days or hardly 15 days. Within that sprint, you have to finish the activity. Whereas in the Sur step methodology, you will have some time. You will have 1 month or 15 days, 20 days, like that excess time you will be having. But whereas in agile methodology, you will not find excess time at all. Very, very short cycles will be there. Within that cycle, you have to finish the activity. If it is pending, the second cycle will not start, or second cycle will start parallelly, and you have to work on cycle 1, cycle 2. Many activities will come into your bucket, and you have to be very active, and you have to finish the task within the cycle only. So that is a one important difference in the agile methodology. Why Anusha, why so hurry? Why hurry is nothing but 1.5 year who will wait to do the implementation? I need immediately, so quicker to do the implementation quick manner. You can select the agile methodology, like within 8 to 9 months also we can finish if you choose a agile methodology. Time will be saving, budget will be saving, many things will be saving, right? So that is the purpose most of the people are interested to choose the agile methodology for their dynamics implementation. Why? Because quicker implementation methodology. In a quick manner, we can finish the project. And one more thing, uh, client will be very effective in this methodology. Client every day he will be come to the calls. Daily client calls will be there. Every day you have to give a update to the client. What did you work today? What did you work yesterday? So, what are you planning for tomorrow? What are you planning for this week? Frequent updates you should give to the client on the agile methodology. Whereas Sur step methodology, no frequent updates. Once the phase is completed, then we will go to the client. 30 days, 20 days, client will not come into the picture. But whereas in agile methodology, every day he will come into the picture. That is also a headache for the consultants, right? So every day you should give the update. So, and the client will give you the feedback also immediately. If something is going wrong, immediately he will share the feedback. You are doing a wrong development, he will highlight at the same time. So it will save your time to refix the issues also. So that is the agile methodology. Three things: agile methodology is a sprint based methodology, and it is a quicker implementation methodology, and where client will be interacting on daily basis, and they will share you the feedback immediately if something is going wrong. So that is the benefits of agile methodology, and that namings and all same only these are the extra things will happen in the agile methodology. Yes. So that's all about the complete implementation methodologies. So this is how companies will work on the implementation projects in the real time. That's all. That's all for today.